Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Intentionally Blank D&D. I am your DM Kyle, and I'm joined by the lovely players Dakota, Levi, and Paisley.
Hello, I'm Paisley.
Dakota! Levi's just Levi.
Before we begin this session, do you guys have anything you'd like to announce or bring up?
I'd like to congratulate Levi on his upcoming marriage.
What?
Yeah, Levi. Tell us how you proposed.
Congrats, buddy.
Oh.
No defense. That means we're right.
Besides
He's like,
that,
how did you guys know?
Besides that, I believe the only thing with Talespire that they've done in the past week is announce that they're working on group movement.
And then I think the other thing is still in the beta stages.
Yeah, the permanent ruler markers are still in beta. But the group movement will be really cool. I'll be able to select multiple things and move them all at the same time. But other than that, I think we're good. Are you guys good?
Yep.
All good.
Yeah.
Let's get into last time. Last time on DnD, the group had been assigned a new mission from the Shroud to meet up with some contacts. They knew basically that they were going to be doing kind of like a breaking and entering with some vandalizing, but they didn't know the specifics of the mission. They went to the port district where they were supposed to meet up with their client. They got there early, so they did some prepping and scouting.
Reconnaissance.
Reconnaissance. And eventually kind of just waited around until the time they were supposed to meet, met up with the clients, where they learned that they would be targeting the Dragon Trading Company at their main headquarters, not the warehouse. They then went their separate ways to prep for this mission. You had Blanche, who snuck into the headquarters itself to give the inside more reconnaissance. You have Hoovel, who went to one of his old contacts, Nick, and crafted a drill that would also utilize acid to drill through stone. And then you have Asher, who went and procured 2 large backpacks that would help them carry out as much materials as they can, as well as procure a boat that they were wanting to use in their heist. Asher has the boat for 3 weeks, I believe, because you paid the nice older gentleman 15 gold for it.
Yeah, he ain't getting his boat back.
Besides that, you guys kind of went your separate ways and then came back together and are currently going over your plan of action. It is now just close to sunset. You have about an hour before the sun has gone down.
Okay, so we've reconvened at our meeting point here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull everybody off to the side so we're not just on the road.
I follow.
Oops.
Except for I can't grab myself.
I think Dakota just pulled your character.
Oh, I kept trying to grab Dakota. Okay.
Yeah, we have the same pose now.
Oh no.
Okay. Hoovel, you acquired a way for us to get into in through the flooring?
Yeah. With this handy dandy object. And I lift up the lid and show you the drill.
Okay, and then I'm sure we'd probably go over a couple minutes on how this thing works.
Yeah, like way too much detail.
Yeah. Asher, we have transportation.
We have a boat. And you
Very
saw
nice.
the backpacks. They're in there.
Yeah. I hid them along here so they would be in this area.
Oh, I grabbed them and put them in the boat.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay.
Then I have seen the layout inside of the building. I know where we're going, and I know where the objective is.
Yeah.
So
What you saw was the top floor. Just to remind you, the top floor where they had the machines to pull up things. The middle floor where they had kind of just like stacks and stacks of materials and things like that. The base floor where they had some barrels and some other things, but you saw that that's where the cage was, and that's your guys' prime objective is to destroy the things in that cage, as well as a desk with someone behind it. And then there was also the bottom floor where there was like some food goods.
okay. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do this, right?
Yeah.
Asher,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to be right behind the bridge or the boat that is being worked on.
Okay.
You're keeping an eye out, and every couple minutes, send me a message.
Roger that.
Just checking in, or in case something comes up.
Okay.
Hoovel, I need you to be hidden on a roof somewhere. When I give Paisley the word, she will give you the word to blow something up.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. We just want there to be a large rumble.
Okay.
I will take the boat and I'll go underneath. I'll use this contraption here to bore a hole into the bottom floor of the area.
Yeah.
I will go in there. I will get as much stuff as I can, and I will make sure that the items behind there are destroyed. Behind the the grating.
So, wait. Am I gonna bring the boat around to you? Or you're taking the boat and the drill?
I'm gonna need both.
Okay.
And then the boat will just stay underneath there, and I will start dropping stuff into the boat. After the large rumble, meet back here. Continue sending me the messages so we can get regular updates. We will meet here, get on the boat, and make our escape.
Okay, sounds good. Just to clarify, between how many intervals before sending you a message?
Every few minutes.
Okay, minutes. Got it. Yeah. I think we're
Because
ready to
I
do
have
this.
no way to send you a message.
Yeah, I
if
can
something
only
comes up.
tell you. Yeah.
Well, if you send me a message, I can reply.
True.
But I can't initiate it.
Yeah.
So by
Okay.
sending me a message every few minutes, if something comes up inside, I can give you an update at that point.
Okay. Thumbs up. Do you know where the boat is? You saw me put it over there?
I'm assuming it's that one right there.
You got it. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we will initiate this plan as soon as night falls.
Okay. Oh, so...
Well, let's initiate it like an hour or so after nightfall.
Okay. What time of day is it?
It was
Sorry.
getting close towards the end of the day today.
Yeah, you have, I would say after you guys went through planning and stuff, probably 15-30 minutes before sunset has pretty much completed.
Okay. Well, dang.
Are you guys doing anything setup wise before you're waiting like the hour after sunset?
I'm gonna go over to this location.
Okay.
And sit up on here and have something to eat while I'm watching the gates.
Okay. Make a perception check. Pretty low since you're watching that area.
Perception plus 5, so 12.
Okay. You watch it as the sun is setting behind the horizon. Eventually, just before the sun is completely set, you see two people show up in the back. They seem to be fairly armed adventurers. You saw them before when you were doing reconnaissance. Though the two in the back seem to have, like, one person that you saw up front seemed to come to the back, so they do rotate who's watching which door.
Okay.
But you do see two of them back there, and you probably assume that the two up front are there now as well.
Okay.
But it seems to be the same group. You saw last time that show up, they get paid, and then they watch it throughout the night.
Yeah. But do I see at any point? Do I see anybody leave here and maybe like lock it up?
Going into like just after sunset, you do see a lot of people leaving this main area.
Okay.
You do see that one, I believe it is, yeah, it's a shorter gnome comes out. Oh. A shorter gnome comes out and pays these adventurers and then goes back into the store.
The same guy that paid them last time?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you see him go into that door and you do not see him come back out.
Okay, I'm going to wait a bit and I'm going to keep my eye out, see if he comes back out.
Okay. How long would you like to wait?
Well, as long until he comes out, or until about an hour past sunset reaches.
Okay. So you're waiting there.
If anybody else is doing anything while I'm waiting, they can.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll say you wait there. Asher and Hoovel, do you want to be doing anything during this time? You have about an hour.
I'm already pretty prepared, so perhaps I don't wander far, but I go over here and just cast my line.
Okay.
Yeah, just to kind of like look busy and not like standing around ominously.
Make a dexterity check.
Yeah. Whoa! And my dexterity, it's a +3, so 21.
Nice. During that time, you catch 2 fish.
Wow. I add fish ×2 to inventory.
Dope. Hoovel.
Yeah, it's not dark yet, right?
We're doing this in sequence, so technically it would be just before sunset has completed.
Okay, I'm just gonna go up here, find a nice tree, and take a nap until it's time.
Yeah, and then while you're in the tree, it does turn to dark. And Blanche, you complete waiting. It's an hour after sunset, and you do not see the person come back out.
Okay.
And then I'll...
Then at this point, I hop down and I make my way back over the meeting location.
Okay. And Hoovel and Asher, you can see that Blanche has returned.
Okay. I drop my line and start heading back that way. Oh. I hold up my 2 fish. Look, 2 fish here.
I hold up a thumb.
Oh, your thumb?
Maybe.
Hoover, are you meaning back up with them, or are you heading straight to whatever you were doing?
I will meet up with them and make sure it's all a go or something.
Yeah. While I was waiting to get there, I'm like talking to Blanche. I'm like, maybe we could learn how to make fish jerky and then sell them in our store.
Fish jerky?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sounds awful. Why don't we add it to the stew?
Oh, 2 of the stew. Every good place needs one.
And then Hoovel appears, and I give them the update. I'm like, okay, so it looks like most of the people have left. I'm assuming that there are 2 paid adventurers guarding both the front and back entrances. The gnome that's in charge, I do not know if he is still there. I did not see him leave.
Okay.
I think we can still pull this off, but we'll need to be careful. Your guys' jobs should be the same.
Okay.
The biggest change is going to be while I'm inside there.
Okay.
So, where's the boat?
Well, right where I left it. Can I go and bring it around for him?
Sure.
Okay. I march off and I hop in and paddle it on over.
Alright.
Alright, when she does that, I guess I'll get into position too.
Alright. Hoovel.
As he's leaving, I say, try to make the explosion towards this location.
Okay.
Alright. And then, Asher, you know where to go?
I know where to go. Will somebody move me there? I just got a whole bunch of sauce on my fingies.
Hoovel, if you can make a stealth check with advantage.
While I'm doing that, I'm like,
25.
Nice. Yeah, you feel very well hidden.
before I head out, I'm like, what will you do with the man inside?
I will use the shadows to my advantage.
Okay. I give him a solemn nod and head off to my location.
I say as I swirl shadows in my hand.
Hey, wait. I punch with shadows. I was just wondering if he was gonna get hurt.
And then point of fact, Hoovel, along with the drill, you had 3 vials of acid. Are you giving those all to him, or portioning them out?
I'm giving him 2 of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Because a vial of acid is always useful.
Mm-hmm.
And then with that, I jump onto the boat and I start paddling my way underneath.
All right.
I'm gonna step away for some napkins real quick. BRB.
I'll move her into position.
Thank you.
Oops. There we go. It's a little awkward underneath here, but
Right.
you paddle the boat underneath what looks to be kind of like a recess underneath the stone, which looks strikingly close to the basement of the headquarters. It looks like it was kind of built. It looks like the stone was built first, and then they decided to build this headquarters, and they wanted something beneath it, so they cut out the stone and kind of like sunk this part into it.
Okay. And then I find where, like, roughly the location that I scouted out before.
Mm-hmm.
And I load up one of the vials into the drill, and I wait for the first message from Asher before I start.
Okay. And just so you know, loading the drill, it's like a drill that's probably about the same size as your forearm, that has a tip on it that you fit the vial into, and then
Okay.
it kind of like rotates closed. So
Okay.
it's almost like you like open up the tip of the drill, put the vial in, and then you close the tip of the drill. And
Okay, and then, like, as it's drilling, the vial will break and fill
Mhm.
the outside of the drill with acid.
yeah, and you can see along the rivets of the drill, it has like these two little holes
Like little
where the vial
pores.
of acid is that will like drip out and then onto the rivets of the drill.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I'm sitting there in position, drill pressed up, but I haven't started.
Okay. And then Hoovel, while we wait, make a general perception check just for what you see around you.
Okey-doke. Eight.
Okay. You're not seeing much right now. It is a little hard to see as it is nighttime. So you're kind of getting like little blobs here and there around the torchlight. But for the most part, it seems to be just a general night. Everyone seems to be going their own way. People are making their way home.
Okey-doke.
And then is Paisley back?
I'm here.
Alright. Everyone is in position and kind of just waiting on your first message.
Okay. I'm gonna hide first.
Okay. Make a stealth check. It's gonna be, I'll say with advantage since you are hidden in the shadows. You're not directly next to any torches.
Ooh. Okay, good thing. Hopefully this is better. Ah!
You have advantage, right?
Yeah, that was with advantage.
Oh.
My best roll was a 7.
Including
but
the
my
bonuses?
stealth is a +6, so
13.
13.
Okay.
Definitely out of the average eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As you're like walking in, you do see one carpenter that's kind of like just now leaving. Looks like he stayed a little bit late. Nods to you, doesn't really pay you any mind, but he seems to walk home.
Okay.
While I was sitting there watching as people were leaving,
Mm-hmm.
did I see any humans with roughly the same build as me?
Humans were roughly the same build. Let me check. There's so far there is a female elf that looks roughly close.
I'll take that one.
There's also the male elf that was counting the or doing like the checklist on that base floor next to the barrels. You looked over his shoulder at like
Okay.
his list.
I'll do the female elf.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Disguise Self.
Ooh. Okay. And this is the female elf is someone that you saw in the basement with all the food.
Yeah, did I see her leave?
Yeah. I'll say you
Okay.
You saw her leave.
Okay. Then I'm going to disguise myself as her.
Okay. All right.
You're muted, Paisley.
Oh, I messaged Dakota at this point. It looks like no new bodies are in.
All right.
Copy that, starting. And with that, I start cranking the drill.
All right. Make an athletics check for me.
That's a 6.
Okay.
I have a hard time figuring this thing out.
Yeah, so you fit the vial, and as Hubel said, he went through like exactly how to use this thing, and what goes into it, and even with the acid, you are having a tough time cutting through stone. It's still cutting through stone, even though it is melting with the acid. It's your shoulders and arms are starting to burn as you do this. It's still moving along. It's just taking quite a bit longer than you were expecting.
Okay.
After about, I would say you're doing this for another like 10-15 minutes. So during that time, if you guys want to discuss anything, since you'd be messaging 10 or 15 times.
I just, every time I get a message, I just let her know that I'm still drilling.
And I'll still be watching. Make sure there's no new people entering that building.
Or if anybody leaves.
Or if anybody leaves, because we're still hoping that one man will eventually get out of here.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Hey.
Ooh. Perception. And then +4, so 21.
Okay. So I'll keep that in mind, but for now, nothing is really changing. The situation seems to be about neutral. You do have eyes on the two. I assume you're not sticking in like the exact one place. You're kind of moving back and forth to get eyes around the building.
Right. I'm trying to be stealthy about it, but
Yeah.
I gotta make sure all enters.
There's these two adventurers that are at this table, right here.
Okay.
And they seem to be kind of sitting back, and playing cards.
Okay.
Not really paying you any mind, but that is something that you would see. Blanche, you're going for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you're getting real rough. It is getting through, but then at that point, you start noticing that the acid that had been coming out has now stopped.
Okay,
you are a good way into the stone, and you feel like, and you like take the drill out, and you can see a little bit of speckle of light coming through.
Okay.
So you're close, but you're not there yet.
Okay. Being as I'm already pretty tired from doing this, I'm gonna load in the other vial,
Okay.
and then I'm going to continue.
All right. Make another athletics check. Nice.
Whoa!
Yeah, so with this one you load the violin, and you kind of like look at the drill and you're like, I'm a fucking idiot, and you start cranking it the other way around. And with that, it's just like stone is just crumbling off of this.
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, about like the 35-minute mark, you have a sizable hole that you could probably like squeeze through.
Okay. Then
So
with that, I pull myself into the bottom floor.
all right.
Ooh.
Actually, I'll move that over one. Nope.
It's this hole's fine.
Yeah,
We can just say the boat was slightly farther over.
there we go.
That works.
Okay. There we go. So yeah, you drill through this, and you can see as the floor is starting to crumble a little bit around the hole. You drilled through it, but like the spots around it are just completely eroded, and any like drill marks or anything have completely vanished as like the bits around it have also
Melted.
fallen off.
Okay.
But you climb up, and there's torches, but you see that each of the lights has been snuffed down here, so it's like a completely darkened room. You do have dark vision, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can see this entire room.
Yeah. So you can see the entire room. It looks very similar. It is extremely cold. You do notice as you've opened up this like hole on the bottom that the cold air is kind of rushing out, and then you can feel like the hot air coming in through that hole.
Okay.
And it's still like midsummer. I guess let me describe the night since both you guys would see it as well. This is the 21st of Funfi. So Asher and Hoovel and Blanche, before you went in here, you would have noticed that the night sky is somewhat illuminated by 2 half moons.
Okay.
But it is like, even though it is nighttime, it is still like that hot summer night.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you're down here, you can feel the hot air rushing into this room.
Okay. And then down here was like food and stuff?
Yeah, food, anything that wouldn't need to be preserved.
Okay. I'm going to take some time to like knock some stuff over, but I'm gonna do it quietly. So I'm gonna like place stuff down, make it look like something happened and everything fell off shelves.
Okay. So yeah, you take your time in doing this, taking things off the shelves, but placing them looking like someone just threw it down.
Not necessarily someone. I want it to look like they were knocked off.
Okay.
But yeah, but essentially the same thing. So like the buckets of apples are tipped over, apples are thrown about, stuff's knocked off shelves, and just like exactly.
Oh, these are the old props.
Lame.
Okay.
But
yeah. So you go through and you knock things off the shelves, seemingly like they were just knocked off.
Yeah. And then I'm going to push forward towards the stairs, and at this time I will use my key to cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay. So yeah, go for that and describe how that works for you.
So as I focus my key, shadows kind of come up from my feet, twirl around me, and as I cast it, it's kind of like the shadows sink into me and then disperse.
Dope.
And then I'm going to stealth.
All right, go for it.
9 plus 18, so 27.
Nice. Yeah, you feel extremely hidden. You know for a fact that you're hidden.
Okay, and then with that, I am going to teleport myself into a wall, I guess.
There you go.
I can't see my character or move. Perfect. And then I climb up the stairs.
Yeah, and as you climb up the stairs, you can see the desk has been abandoned for now. You peer about the room, and you don't see anyone walking about like you saw before. You see the front doors have been closed, and you assume locked.
Okay. There's no bar or anything?
There's
just a lock?
Yeah, there's no like large bar or anything like that. You just see that there's 2 handles and then a lock between them.
Okay. And then at this point, I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to go directly to this staircase.
Okay.
And then up to the next floor.
All right. Looking up here, similar. The lights have been snuffed, but you have dark vision. You don't see anyone walking about or doing anything job-wise.
Okay, then I'm going to do the exact same thing I did on the bottom floor.
Okay, just start knocking things over.
Exactly. while I'm doing this, I'm gonna keep an eye out for things that we'd want to fill our boat with.
Okay. Things for your shop or special things?
Both.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Investigation is +4, 16.
Okay, yeah. You on this floor find a lot of like basic useful things. We can go over like super specifics later.
Okay.
But you find things that people would generally need when they come into a general store. You find things like blankets, some bottles, candles. You find there's a ladder there, a couple lanterns, some rope, mainly just a lot of just the general things.
Yeah, and that's the good kind of stuff I'm going to be bringing back and forth between myself and the ship.
Okay.
But all while I'm knocking things over.
Mm-hmm. And you're going between here and the ship right now?
Yes.
Okay.
As I find stuff, I am going to be going down.
Okay.
I have a time limit because Pass Without Trace is an hour.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say while you're doing this, it takes you, if you want to like pretty much get everything that you would need for a general store. Maybe not everything that would be on like a list of a general store, but everything that you would need to start it up. It would take you probably about 30 minutes.
Okay. So
is that something you want to?
Yeah, I'll take the 30 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, you take 30 minutes, and you get a lot of things like you're digging through boxes, quote unquote, knock something over, and then you kind of fish around in the pile and like, oh yeah, this would work. And you get a fair amount of stock on that boat.
I do have the big backpack.
Okay.
So I don't know if that'll cut time down or...
I'll say that cuts time down to like 20 minutes.
Okay. And then what I do is, as soon as I get down there, I just drop that backpack in the boat and grab the next one.
Okay. So yeah, you go do that. Grab everything second time, drop everything in the boat. The boat is, you can see that it's sinking slightly lower into the water than when you first arrived. Not like dangerously so.
It's not sinking.
It's not sinking, but it is like definitely heavy.
Yeah.
But you have, we'll go through the list later, but you have a shit ton of general goods.
We have 3 giant backpacks full of general goods.
Yeah. You have 2 of the large backpacks, but you can...
Okay. I keep the third one on me.
The third...
About 3.
3
1 for each of us.
Did you buy 3? I thought you only bought 2.
I bought 3, and then I put them all in the 1 for each of us. All of them in the boat.
Okay. Then I'm probably just misremembering that, but okay. You can use all 3. Or if
I keep the third. I don't fill the third one. I keep the third one on me.
Okay. Awesome.
And then at this point, the top, it looks like it's been like knocked over, like something happened, and everything's off the shelves.
Looks like things have been knocked over, and you feel like you've thoroughly checked it.
Okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing, not filling the pouch unless it's something that like I didn't find up above or it's like super unique.
Okay. Down here, these like 2 upper levels of the base level have more specific things in each of the barrels. On this side, you find liquid.
Yeah.
So unless you want to take the entire barrel, you wouldn't be able to like dump that into a backpack.
Yeah.
But you could take the entire barrel.
But I do knock a couple of the barrels over. I want to specifically spill some of them, maybe off in this direction. Some of them just knocked over, but not spilt.
Okay. So yeah, and as you do that, you spill one of them, and you get like the strong scent of mead.
Very nice.
And then in the other barrels over here, if you do the same thing,
I will.
you knock some of them over, and one of them like just spills out with like it's just full of potato.
Perfect.
It seems
I
like
take
all
a,
these...
I take like a couple potatoes, throw them in the pouch.
Okay, yeah.
Or the
You
pack.
feel like all of these, just kind of like moving them around, they're all just completely full of potato.
Okay, and then finally, I as quietly as possible do the same thing on this final floor.
And I'll say the time it would have taken you up there would be like 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay,
since
so I
it's-
have about 20 to 25 minutes left of my
Yeah.
pass without trace.
And I will say, at that point, during that time, is there anything you want to convey to Asher?
Not yet.
While I'm out there, or I gave him the description of the adventures outside, just like still playing cards,
Okay.
still hanging out.
Yeah, so the adventures outside, Paisley, you rolled really well in your perception, correct?
Yeah, 21.
Nice. So yeah, I'll say you're able to kind of like pick him out since you went to adventuring school as well. The two out back look to be somewhat of like a druid and a heavy fighter.
Okay.
And you aren't able to see the two behind, but Blanche, you remember them being somewhat of like a roguish type and like a paladin type.
Okay.
But you aren't sure those are the people behind.
Okay.
But I would say continue with what you were doing on the lower level.
Yeah. So like I take the wood and I place them out so they look like they were knocked over. Take a couple of the boxes, turn them onto the side, make them look like they're knocked over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to not do anything with these yet.
Okay.
And then finally, I come over to this area.
Before you get to that, I will say during the time it took you to do the wood and the boxes on the corner,
Okay.
Asher, while you're looking, you do see that gnome. It appears that he opens that back door and is walking out.
Gotcha.
He goes over to the two adventurers at the back, and it seems like he strikes up like a conversation with them, kind of like laughs a little bit, and then kind of waves at them as he leaves.
Okay. I am going to convey this to Blanche. I'm like, he's a gnome, or is it halfling?
Yeah, it's a gnome.
Okay, I'm like, gnome out, leaving, spoke to the adventurers and is gone.
Copy that. And with that, I'm going to go straight to the store. And I'm going to first check, is it locked?
It is not locked. Inside this room, you see a fairly nice room compared to the rest of the building. You can definitely tell it's been built after the other building, whereas it has like completely different walls, flooring, everything about it is just like, this looks like a different building.
Yeah. And then similar to what I did on the top floor,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go over, first go through his desk and see if there's anything.
Okay, make an investigation check with that.
Plus 4. 20, not at.
Okay, then generally in the room, you see a full plate set in this corner. You see on the table, going through the papers that are out, look to be like recent shipments that they've either taken in or sent out. And there's also a couple pieces of paper on the table that are like soon to be shipped or soon to be received.
Quickly going through those, do I see anything that looks suspicious?
Suspicious? It would probably take you a bit of time to investigate if you wanted to do that, just to let you know. Meaning like probably, depending on the role, like 30 minutes to 50 minutes.
Okay.
But like at first glance, it doesn't seem like they're like drugs, or
Yeah, it's not like shipping drugs to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I ignore those for now. And
Okay.
on his bookshelves, if anything catches my eye, I'm gonna throw it in the pouch.
Okay.
I don't even like. If anything does catch my eye, it's going in the backpack. If it doesn't, it's going on the floor.
Yeah, and as you pull things out, a lot of things seem to be going on the floor, as it looks like these are less like novels or anything. It looks like just like more past shipments. This is like a wall of records. And you can see it goes back many years.
Yeah, I do that to all three.
Okay. But other than that,
after I get all three of the bookshelves done, I'm going to take the bookshelf and slightly like make it look like it fell over.
Okay. And as you're doing that, you lay it down, and as you're kind of like propping it so it doesn't make a huge sound, you catch a glimpse of like drawers that are underneath the table that are kind of like sunken back that you didn't see as you were just walking through.
Ooh.
You see, and as you like kind of try them, you find one open drawer and one locked drawer.
I absolutely pick that lock.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll. This would be plus dexterity and proficiency or expertise if you have it.
I do believe I do. So, thieves' tools plus 8, so 20 or 14.
Okay. 14. I'll say with a 14, you're right on the cusp of opening this. You have not opened it yet.
Okay.
But you feel like if you push a little bit on it, you could.
Yeah, I'll go for that push.
Okay. Roll another check.
Yeah. 27.
Yeah, with that,
Oh yeah.
easily you're like, I'm not getting this one, and then you push a little bit harder.
I missed the first pin.
Yeah. You push a little bit harder on one of the pins, and it seems to lock into place. And the drawer kind of like pops open as you do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you open it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Inside the drawer, you see
A bomb.
a bomb. You blow up, you're dead. Sorry. No, you see a drawer, and as you open it, you can hear sounds of coin as a bag of what looks to be just filled with gold.
Okay.
It looks to be like the size of a coin pouch, but it seems to be like filled to the brim.
Okay.
Delicious.
I am taking that.
Okay.
But first, I'm going to take a few of the coins and lay them on the ground like they were scattered.
Okay.
Just a small handful of them.
Okay. I am interested in what you're doing.
I'm trying to say it as ambiguously as
I
possible.
know, and I love it. So yeah, you set a few of the coins on the ground. I'll say, I'll make a note. You lose like 5.
Okay.
Which is nothing compared to the rest of them.
Okay. And
but other than that, just scanning the rest of the room, the only thing of interest really is there's a couple swords and a shield on the wall. But everything else in the room seems to be kind of like benches for waiting if any
I
person
cast
would come
silence.
in. Okay.
And I break that drawer downwards. So the back hinges are still on it, but it's broken down.
Okay. The one that you picked?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that drawer is broken. And then just so you know, in the other drawer that was open, you find writing utensils and parchment.
I take those as well.
Okay.
Scattering some of those on the ground.
Okay.
And then with that, I go back to here, and I'm going to attempt to pick this lock.
Okay, while you do that, Hoovel and Asher.
Yes.
Give me 1 second. I just want to see what the range of my silence is. If I cast it right here. Oh, perfect. Just the room, pretty much.
Oh, nice. Okay. Asher, with your perception, you see as like about, I would say, now like the guards in the back seem to like stand up and start stretching. And you can see as the fighter kind of sticks around, he nods to the other guy, and he goes around front. And then like a minute or two later, you see as what looks to be like a paladin type come around and sit at the table with the first guy.
Okay. Communicating this to Blanche, I'm like, one guy up, new paladin guy filling his spot. It looks like they're swapping positions.
Copy that. Have Hoovel start to get ready. Don't fire yet.
Okay. I messaged Hoovel. I said, get ready.
Yeah,
Not yet.
Hoovel, after a while of like pretty deafening silence, you're kind of just like looking around. It's nighttime. You're not really seeing much. And you're up on this rooftop for, I think at this point it's been about an hour since you.
It has been almost exactly an hour.
Yeah, I'm just thinking because he went up there before you took the boat down.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be like an hour and a half. Because it took you about half an hour to drill through that.
Yeah.
So an hour and a half-ish, you hear in your head, Asher.
Get ready. Not yet.
Roger, Roger. I like
Yay.
a lot of
And then
arrow.
the next time that I hear from Asher, do you like confirm with me that he's ready?
Yep, I'm saying communicated this to Hoovel.
Okay. I say have a second one ready after the first.
Okay.
I will. I can't say any much more than that, so I'll stop there.
Yeah,
Okay.
a message is just a sentence or a phrase.
Yeah.
Or a short idea.
Okay. I go back to Hoovel then. I say, prepare two, one after the other. Is that too much?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
And then
Do you realize with my luck, one of those is gonna explode on me?
that's one of the reasons I said prepare a second,
Dick.
in case the first one is the fuck up.
Yeah.
And then I start picking this lock.
Okay. You go in, and it does look like a pretty difficult lock. But inside, you can roll to pick it first, but I'll explain the inside as...
Nailed it. That's just a 14.
Okay. So yeah, it doesn't break your tools or anything, but it is a tougher lock.
Okay.
But as you're looking inside, since they are see-through bars, you see what looks to be like two sets of armor. They look to both be breastplate. You see some weapons across this wall. Looks to be, or I guess weapons, quote unquote. There's a shield with a large eye designed on the front of it. And then you see a javelin and a whip kind of like leaning up against the wall.
Okay.
Other than that, you see a chest right here. Just seems to be like a plain wooden chest with a large lock on it. And then you see a large crate on the back with 3 boxes stacked on top.
Okay, I'm gonna give the lock one more attempt.
Okay.
It's a 16.
16. I'll say...
Oh, I know. 17, sorry.
17.
Math.
That does make a difference. So, yeah, with this one, you're digging at the lock, and it takes you a bit of time, probably another like 10 or 15 minutes. So at this point, I think your Pass Without a Trace has...
When I cast Silence, Pass Without a Trace went away.
Oh, okay. But 10 or 15 minutes go by, and then you finally get this lock, and it was just a strange lock and seemed to have like a pin that just wouldn't go down, but
Okay.
it does eventually swing open.
Okay, and then
Make a perception check as you walk into here.
perception is +5, 18.
Okay. So yeah, as you walk in, and the door kind of like creaks a little bit, not audibly enough that you would think it's a problem.
I do still have silence active. Is that within the range? Just outside.
Yeah. So it creaks a little bit, but not enough to where you think that it would be a problem.
Okay.
But as it does, you see this box on the far end shift a little bit, and you can hear a sound.
Is there a person in there? I started this chest.
Okay. It is also locked.
Yep. Okay. 19.
Yeah, that one pops open with ease. Inside.
Child's play.
Let's see. Inside of this.
If it fits in the pouch, it's going. Or if it fits in the pack, it's going in the pack.
Yeah. And pretty much all of it can. You see 2 Tinkerer's tool sets. And what looks to be like a slightly larger than fist-sized lockbox.
Taking the entire lockbox.
Okay.
And then have I heard from Paisley?
Yeah, I would assume that she's
I
continuing.
mean, since I have heard from this box moving.
I'll say it comes up about now.
Okay.
Okay. I'd be like, nothing has changed. If nothing has changed. And I'm just gonna keep like pinging that too. And be like,
possible situation. I reply during one of them.
oh?
Something living in a box that we need to destroy.
Oh. Do we have to?
It's our job.
Hmm.
I'm trying to keep these very simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean you can convey an idea, so it's not limited to like phrases.
So I give the idea that it's like it is in the area that we were asked to destroy. Because they never gave us a specific of what they wanted destroyed, just the stuff in here.
Hmm.
It is some of the stuff in here.
What if we kept it? Question mark.
Don't know what it is.
Makes it.
Do I check?
No, don't check. Just keep.
Well, that's not how that would work.
What if it's too dangerous?
Do we release it or do we kill it?
Release it?
With how hesitant she is, I'm going to make the executive decision. I'm going to come back out here. I'm going to close this.
Okay.
And I'm going to relock it.
Okay.
I'm going to come over to this location where I spilled the oil previously.
Yeah, and there is, you see a fine line of oil underneath all of this.
I'm going to grab one of the lanterns off of the wall.
Okay.
Is it a lantern or a candle?
It's a lantern. The ones in here and all around have been snuffed, but
yeah.
They are still lanterns.
Yeah, I'm going to light the lantern.
Okay.
And I'm going to wait until the next time I hear from Asher and tell her to have Hoovel fire and fire the second one closer to the building.
Okay.
While she does that, I'm going to look at these barrels. Are they tied together? Or are they just stacked?
They're stacked.
Okay. I would like to get one ready to be pushed off to the side to make the entire thing like roll and tumble.
Okay.
So I get that ready, and I have the torch off to the side over here.
All right.
Okay.
Actually, I want to set the torch on top of here.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm ready. And I sit here waiting until I hear the first explosion. And then I would like to hold my action. As soon as I hear that explosion, I make these barrels tumble.
Okay.
Okay. I tell Blanche, I say, telling Hoovel to fire. Roger.
Roger.
I message
Roger,
Hoovel.
Roger.
I message Hoovel. Fire! But fire the second one closer to the building.
Okay. I'll fire my first arrow right here.
Okay. So yeah, easy enough with your skill. You can fire that, but make these are the unstable explosive arrows.
Yep.
All right, make an attack roll.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, you fire. Are you firing it into the air so that it has a bit of wait time? Or are you shooting straight for that spot?
For this one, just straight to the spot.
Okay. So yeah, you shoot straight to the spot, and as it lands, you see, in right this area, you see a large fireball of explosion. You can see the area surrounding this lights up, kind of like when lightning hits, and you can see things for a split second, but with more of like a red glow to it, and just that entire area is engulfed in this red flame. And as it dissipates, you can see just like a small, not crater, but everything in that area is just blackened. And some of the wooden fences that it did reach are now completely ablaze and starting to spread.
Cool.
And as he's getting his second one ready, I knock the barrels over.
Okay. So yeah, you're getting ready with the second arrow. You knock the barrels over. Asher, as soon as you hear this, you can see people like flinch and start kind of like hurriedly running. You can see a guardsman, kind of like. Why can't I? Okay. A guardsman is kind of like walking down the road and then like cuts through here where you're kind of hiding, but just not paying attention to you whatsoever, and runs over and disappears into this alleyway.
Okay.
Other than that,
I'll message Blanche, be like, people heading towards the explosion.
Escaping now.
other than that, the adventurers, you can see as they like flinch, and then they both kind of like get up and look that way, like around the corner. But they aren't like leaving the area. They're just kind of like, oh, what was that? Yeah. And then Hoovel.
Yeah, next one will be right here.
All right. So yeah, you kind of curve it over the building. You don't really have visual on the spot you're firing at. So go ahead and roll your attack roll.
If this one explodes on you, I'm gonna laugh so fucking hard. Nat 20!
Yeah,
So yeah, perfect. So you fire this one, arcs over the building, and you get it perfectly where you were imagining it would land. And as you do, I guess none of you would really see this, but a guardsman is like running towards the first explosion, and is just engulfed in a flame.
And when I hear the second explosion, I'm going to use my wraps to grab the lantern and pull it straight down into that oil.
Okay. Sweet. That's a dope use.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that. And then I'm assuming the lantern also had oil?
Yeah, the lanterns all have oil. So also, it like lights the oil on fire. You can see as the wooden structure on the inside lights ablaze, and then as soon as it gets to that lantern, it gives off like a small, like extra little puff of just blackened smoke fire.
And then with my second oil flask, I'm going to throw it at this. Like, I'll reach my hand through here and just like, actually, I can just use the fucking wraps.
Okay.
I will push the wraps through the bar, holding the flask of oil, and just splash it all over this.
Okay. So yeah, you splash the oil onto that, and you can see the trail of oil like zips to that box and lights it ablaze, and then you just hear like a deafening like scream of just like. "Rah!"
You cut out there, but I got the gist.
Okay. Just like non-human scream.
Okay. And then with that, I cast invisibility.
Okay. Make a perception check, just as you're leaving.
Perception 7 plus perception 5, 12.
Okay. The things inside seem to have been covered in oil and are ablaze.
Okay. And with that, I sneak back down. I drop my third backpack onto the boat, and I fall onto the boat.
Okay.
And I start making my way downtown, walking
Nice.
fast. Faces past, and I'm homebound.
So yeah, while you're doing that, Hoovel, you make the perfect arrow shot, and I would say you wouldn't hear this, but Asher, you hear as that guard passes through the alleyway and those two are watching, you hear like a scream of just like, ah! And the two are kind of like, that are came around to watch are like, ooh, shit, and kind of walk their way back.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you guys doing as Blanche is now escaping?
Is my bow waterproof?
Your bow?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's made out of crystals.
Well, I assume so, but I was just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm immediately, when I hear that second explosion, gonna run off and dive into the water.
Okay. Make a stealth check with advantage.
18.
Awesome. Yeah. You dive off and then fold your wings as you dive into the water, and it kind of just like floop. Yeah, just dives into the water. Doesn't make much of a splash. Asher,
Sweet.
what are you up to?
Since Blanche is escaping, I'm gonna go back to our meeting point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I start heading that way.
Yeah, and that's just right across the road.
And it would not be suspicious for you to just be running away from explosions right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. There are people running either way. You can see some people are running like this way along the road, like looking to check out what's going on. And then there's also just a slew of people running away from the explosion, kind of pushing past each other.
Okay. Yeah, in the chaos, I can use that to my advantage and just be like, just go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and no one really seems to be paying you any mind when you cut off the road.
Sweets. Okay, I duck out here for a sec.
Yep. And then Blanche.
And then yeah, I just start making my way out of there. Do you want me to give you an explanation on what I was doing?
Sure.
So, I wanted it to seem like the explosions rumbled the building and everything got knocked off everything and caused a cave-in underneath.
Okay.
So I wanted to go through. I didn't want it to be just in one location. I wanted it to be like the entire building was shook.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to have a hard time doing it. I was going to use one of the barrels of alcohol when I started the fire to cause the rumble in there if the guy was still in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, like, those explosions were mostly fire.
Yeah.
So it probably wouldn't have rumbled that much.
Yeah.
So,
just so you guys know, they are explosions, but they are, utility-wise equivalent to a fireball.
Yeah. So I wanted it to look like everything was knocked off, so if stuff was missing or stuff was broken, they wouldn't have noticed it as much. I don't want it to look like a theft happened.
And then just point of fact, because that is equivalent to a fireball. Alright.
That's how much damage that guard took.
Yep.
Oof.
But yeah, so I wanted it to look like everything that happened there was an accident and not a theft.
Okay.
Okay.
Plus,
the only people that are around there are the guards, or the hired people. The only thing that he would notice would be stolen is the coin pairs.
Yeah.
If they say nobody went in, he might suspect them.
Cool. I like your thinking.
That was my thought process behind that entire thing.
Alright, so you pull the boat out of underneath, and you can see as Asher hops onto the boat as you pull by.
This boat is straining.
Yeah, it is. You can see the water level is just a couple inches above the surface.
Every couple splashes, water gets into the boat.
Yeah. You kind of like, while you're rowing the boat, you kind of like have to scoop out a little bit of water.
As Paisley just doesn't see anybody in the boat.
Hey.
I'm invisible.
Oh. Well, this is my boat, so.
Yeah, and then do you guys just continue forward?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll say, Hoovel, as you're swimming through the water, you can see this rowboat is starting to leave the area where you guys had decided to meet.
Alright, then I'll just go to the rowboat.
Okay.
Don't get on! I swatted him as he swims nearer. No! Kick him off. Into the water with you.
Fine.
I give up my spot for Hoovel and I swim.
Okay.
Because that is easy for me.
Yep. Alright.
I like shake off my feathers and make sure to get someone.
Yeah,
Some
it was for the greater good.
And
Yeah.
then I follow the boat until we hit like
Where
this
it was
upper
before.
location.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the eastern side of the port district.
Okay. I'm gonna move the boat. Sweet.
Wait, as I'm just like floating on my back, swimming, backstroke.
As he's like swimming next to us, I'm like yakking at him. I'm like, it's a good thing you didn't release that thing. What if it just like took you out? You don't know what's in that box.
You
Could be a
told me to
demon.
release it.
No, not release it. Keep it. Keep it.
Like, take it with us home?
Yeah, in the box where it's safe. Then you could just throw it in the ocean or something. Who knows? You could have just released Satan onto like the mortal plane. Or whatever the equivalent is. Yeah.
All right.
I'm like
yeah.
just nagging at him as we go.
But you guys are now kind of like floating in a boat. 3 backpacks completely full. In a small rowboat.
And I go over to this dock, and I climb up the pole
Okay.
and make my way to the actual dock.
Okay.
I keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you do it.
What's your next move?
Are we supposed to go have dinner?
People are starting to run away. are still running away. But this area has been pretty much cleared by now.
Yeah. After I get up here, I was like, shall we have dinner?
Sounds like a plan. We like pull up to land, and then I fix a backpack to my back.
Hoofle slides his wings through the straps.
Alright. So you guys pull up the boat. Are you just hitching it here? As you take all the stuff off?
Yeah.
Sweet. And then drill.
And then drill.
Are you guys taking the drill as well?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, because that's not something that you would be able to like fit in the backpack at this point. It would be something that you'd have to like carry, and it's fairly large.
Okay. I hide the drill.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check, I guess. It's not really what that would be for, but
20, not net.
okay. Where are you hiding it?
I'll hide it off to this side, so I'll climb back down, get into the water, bring it over, and I'll hide it in some bushes and stuff up here.
Okay.
And make my way back over.
Sweet.
And then we're coming over here for dinner.
Yeah. And as you guys walk in, you see two familiar faces of the two edgy types that met and gave you the mission.
Shit.
They seem to be kind of like sitting back, smiling and laughing amongst themselves. And as you guys walk in, they kind of like cheers to you and motion for you guys to pull up a seat.
I don't actually approach.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of hang back, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but you guys go ahead. I say as we get close to the door.
I give her a nod and proceed.
Mm-hmm. Sitting on a hay bale.
All right. Hoofle?
Yeah, I follow them. I just can't seem to get my camera and shit right. But I'm
Okay.
up there.
You're up there with Blanche. Asher decided to stick back.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Blanche and Hoofle, you go up there and they cheers to you guys and are kind of laughing and
I pull up a chair and I sit down.
mm-hmm. And they say, well, mission complete, I would assume. That was quite a show.
You tell us to get something done, we make sure it gets done.
And can you give us your word that more of the merchandise has been under distress?
Let's just say it won't be in their possession.
Terrific. And he,
anytime.
you can see now he had a bag on the table that he was kind of like palming and slides it over to you.
I grab it,
Okay.
attach it next to my other giant filled pouch.
Yeah, and you can now see the first pouch that you got that's just filled is bigger than just like a average pouch, just slightly though.
Okay.
And the pouch that they gave you isn't filled, but has a fair amount in it.
Okay. I let these guys know. If you need our assistance for anything else, you know how to reach us.
The kind of like pale elf looking man kind of nods, and he's been the one that's talking this whole time.
Also, I didn't mention it when it happened, but when my Pass Without Trace ended, so did my disguise self.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not just some random elf chick.
Yeah, you're back to your Blanche.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he kind of nods and says, "We'll be in touch with the Shroud again."
And with that, I toss I toss one of the gold coins onto the table, and I say, "Have a little fun on us," as I leave.
Thank you. And they go back to drinking, and they cheers as you guys leave.
And I step out and I look around for Asher.
And she's just kind of sitting out there.
I'm right here.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do something while we were in there.
Nope. I just kind of lean in. I forget. Was I like an old man when I saw them? I wasn't absolutely certain which disguise I put on, so I'm just gonna kind of like chill.
Well, good catch, because I completely forgot about that.
I was paying attention to that, so I'm glad you decided to do that.
I'm like,
oh, that's awesome.
Let's head home.
Yeah, and with that, I start heading home.
Okay.
I want to see what we got.
And yeah, I'll pay for the trips going back out of the coin purses.
All right. With this, going out of this gate, you can see this guard is kind of like distractedly like holding his head and then nodding. And as you guys pass through, he kind of like takes the coin still, but is not really paying attention to you guys as he seems to be talking to someone through messaging.
Yeah, and I want to make myself like look like worried, like we gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As we pass through, I'm talking to Blanche and Hoovel. I'm like, we got to get out of here. I'm so glad we got our things in such a rush. We're finding a new place now and trying to make it seem like
we lived here and I'm tired of all the shit going down in the port district.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So going from the Port District back to the Ash District, it'll be 4 gates.
Yeah. So minus 12 copper.
Yep.
Whenever you give me the how much money we got, I'll minus the copper from that.
Okay. Let me turn this to night before I pull you guys over. As you guys approach the main gate, the soldiers do stop you and search you. It does take quite a bit of time as you guys have 3
giant backpacks
full of stuff.
And while we're talking, we're just like continuing what Paisley was saying. It's like there was a big accident in the port district, and we just really had to get out of there. We knew some people that lived over in this area, so we're just trying to.
I'm like doting on my companions, being like, did you really get everything? Making sure nothing was left.
Yeah, and one of the guards is just like, oh, were you running a store up there? It seems like a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of our friends, that's the reason we went out to the port district, is one of our friends runs the store there.
We all bought in, and now we want out, so we took what we paid for and left.
Roll a deception check.
$17.
Okay.
What did I roll again? What was that? It's a +6.
20, not nat.
Yeah.
20, not nat.
Okay. Kind of like looks down, nods. Well, never can trust friends, can you? And slides the backpacks back over to you guys, and they're fucking huge backpacks with like again like the wooden connections, so they're just like dragging on the ground almost as you guys walk. But nods and lets you guys pass through.
And then we make our way home.
It's home time.
Okay. As you guys get to the first set of stairs, where the old man normally gambles, it doesn't look like he is tonight. He normally does it during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Blanche, you hear a little like whisper come from behind the well, just like Blanche. And as you turn, you can see the 3 children that have been living behind your house.
Okay. I stop.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just pulling them all over.
Yeah.
And the rest of you are there as well. But
Yeah, I got lost. I like was missing Blanche.
right here.
Ah, 1 sec. I was watching the stream to try and figure it out, but then I got lost. It's like over here. Okay.
Okay. But they're hiding behind the well and kind of like calls you guys over and is like looking around. I'm glad we caught you guys. There are it looks to be 4 people inside your house.
What?
I don't even give off any kind of like alarm to that.
Okay.
I just wave at them and say walk and talk as I continue making my way there, just a little slower.
Okay. And they walk with you. And they're just like, yeah. They seem to be knocking outside. Or they didn't knock. And they kind of like are talking amongst themselves. The story seems a little bit like one says something, they're like, no, it was this. But the general consensus that they give you is like there was someone, some people that showed up. They were kind of like looking around the premises, and then eventually they kind of like just snuck in, picked the lock, and went in.
Okay.
What the hell?
Then as we get close, I'm going to stealth up.
Okay.
At a 20, not nat.
I'll hold the spell sleep.
Okay. Where are you stealthing to?
I'm going up against this wall, and then I'm going to look through this window as I pass by.
Okay. You don't see anyone inside?
Okay. Then I'm going to go to this door. And I'm going to open it.
Okay. And this one was locked.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll use my key.
I'll make sure to have my bow out.
I wave Hoovel in. I tell the kids to stay out. I say, give alarm if you see them leaving.
Okay.
And then afterwards I close the door.
Alright.
I lock the door behind me and I remove the backpack.
Okay.
I also drop my sack. It slows movement, so.
Mm-hmm.
Levi, you're keeping your backpack on?
Oh, no, I'll take it off.
Okay.
I'll put
We
that-
dropped
then
it in the corner. Yeah.
Yep.
And with that, I make my way over to this door.
Okay. This door seems to also be how you left it. I don't know if you guys locked that door or not.
Yeah, we'd keep all 3 of these doors locked.
Okay. So yeah, that one is also locked.
And I unlock it.
Okay.
I'm gonna open it slowly. Obviously, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But do I see anybody inside this area?
Make a perception check.
24.
Okay. You don't see anyone, but you see like very, very faint like dust going from the door up the stairs.
Okay.
It's like I said, very faint, only because probably there was a little bit of mud on their shoes.
Okay. I come around this side and I check to see if this has been disturbed.
You do not see it has been disturbed.
Okay. I slowly head upstairs.
Okay. As you get to the top of the stairs, you see 4 figures standing kind of just in the middle of the room. They have hooded. Can't see their faces. What looks to be lightish gray coloring to the cloaks themselves. A large bear paw across the chest.
Once you said the light gray, I was like, oh, Gray
Yeah.
Bear Syndicate.
And they all seem to be standing there, arms crossed.
Have they
I
noticed
would
me?
recognize them.
They have 100% noticed you guys.
Okay.
I don't cast sleep because I know these robes. I was one of the people who saw the syndicate, so
Mhm.
Oh, we all were. We all did the mission for them separately. It's just you guys were the initial connection.
Oh, okay.
Then once I see that and who they are, I just continue making my way up.
Okay.
I'm.
But
I
I
say
stop about here.
breaking and entering, huh?
The back right one, I guess. There's no difference between their cloaks. They all look very similar. You do notice, I will say, I'll pull this up just to make sure I'm saying it correctly. The one that steps forward is slightly above average build, and so is the one on the far left. The one in the back seems to be slightly shorter, or very much shorter. The one that stepped forward and the one on the left are well above average height. One in the back seems to be shorter, smaller framed, and then the one on the right seems to be about average. But other than size differences, they all look identical. But this one steps forward and kind of looks to you, Asher, and says, well, you all wouldn't be any stranger to crime yourself, now would you?
All to get your attention. I give him a neat little bow.
Of course. I believe we have some discussion and motions towards, come in.
Oh, if you insist. I say, stepping forward.
Oh, can we?
And as you guys kind of step in, where are you guys going? Are you going to your beds or just stepping into the room?
Just stepping into the room.
I walk directly past them and I grab my stool and I sit on it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stay right here.
Okay. I will say the back two go back. This far right one is gonna kind of go towards Hoovel. Not really like approaching you at all, but is still in the vicinity. Asher, where are you heading to?
I actually don't leave my post.
Okay. So then this one will stay back with you.
Ooh, I got 2 of them coming to me.
And the same one that talked, kind of like motions to all of you, and it's like, well, I guess I'll just talk a little bit louder then. So,
Go on.
we have been.
You should have said make yourself at home.
Hey, you can talk too.
No, the Gray Bear Syndicate. Should have been like, make yourselves at home.
He says, so, we have had eyes on your particular group. I believe you've met before, and kind of motions towards the other one next to Blanche, and they nod.
And I just like, this the
I
orc
nod.
fella?
Hmm?
I just say, is this that orc fella?
They kind of look at you, and no facial features. I'll have you roll perception.
I'll be right back.
Perception, that's a 17.
Okay. You catch like a slight like, how did you? And then they catch themselves.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah. Kind of like shakes his head. No. But as we've been watching all of you, since a certain group has been taking over our mantle, we were excited to meet like-minded people that shared our vision, destroying crime, leaving the criminals for the guards to find, leaving our symbol. And as we looked into this, it seemed very similar. We saw some familiar faces come back to the trading district. We followed your group, and watched for a while and saw that your party was following some criminals. We assumed you were trying to catch them in the act. But after some more delving, we saw that your group had assisted them in getting away. And as he's doing this, he's kind of like pacing around the room.
Are
Are you talking about those children who were just trying to feed themselves?
Children who return to the academy.
we had our own interest in this group. It was our own special interest here.
Puts up a hand, and I'm sure you all had your own reasons for this, and with a glaring positive feedback from one of our own members that you had all helped last time, I know you all have potential and the skills to do good, but I know those skills can also be used for not so great things. Thievery, destroying of property. There's one.
We would never.
There's one person in the trader district that has one less roof.
I'm sure you've also seen us do good.
We have, and that's why we decided to reveal ourselves and are making an effort before we go after you. Like I said, we acknowledge that your group has potential, but we need to focus that. We propose that you work with us, and motions to the group. If you decide to join us, terrific. We will ask that you do not completely give up the life of crime, but we want you to report back to us.
Oh, we could be double agents.
We understand that you've made connections with a particular group that we have interests in as well.
Have
If
we?
you decide to go with us, we would appreciate someone on the inside. But if you do not decide to come with us, we will not act now. We are not here to start a fight today. But if you continue down this path, we will stop you.
Well, we go where the gold is, so if you want a man on the inside, it's a mighty high price. So I hope you're willing to pay what our vendors can.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah. Oh!
Hey, wait for it. Let me get my bonuses. It's a +9.
24.
So 24, kind of like looks to the group. They are very hesitant. And then nods to a couple of them. I believe we can acquire and give a sufficient amount.
Hopefully it's sufficient enough. I mean, last couple quests, we got pretty large sums, so if you're willing to pay out, we'll see. And
I take out the giant pouch and place it on the table.
We hear you, and maybe we can arrange something.
I'm gonna have Blanche roll a
Deception.
intimidation.
Ooh.
And Asher, if you want to assist with that or roll separately, as you are helping along with this.
Oh, I can assist.
I rolled a 21.
Oh, is that an intimidation for me too?
Yeah.
21.
Nice. Kind of looks back at the gold, looks at both of you, goes over to the table where you just put the gold on the table, and looks at it and says, "May I?" Somewhat reaching out towards it, and he knocks it over, and you see as just so much gold comes pouring out of this pouch.
Yay! You picked the right pouch.
You hear him sigh, and walk back to the center of the room. Saying now, we will not be able to pay that amount, and if that is what you are used to, and
I stop him.
Mhm.
And I go, then why don't we come to a middle ground? And I propose that we can sell him some information, and if they ever need our assistance in acquiring a specific criminal, we may be able to help them. We won't ask for this amount, but we will ask for compensation. And we ask that they let us do our thing.
You have your thing, we have ours, but we do play both sides, so don't worry about us being all bad.
They kind of nod. You see as they approach, or I guess not approach, but address all of you again and says, I do appreciate a common ground. I will say, I agree with this. We will turn a blind eye to any smaller crimes, things that do not hurt innocent civilians, things that do not hurt them physically or harming their well-being. We want civilians to thrive. Now, if you are doing missions that are taking from maybe the more well-off, the asshole, this wouldn't bug us as much. But I will say, if there is anything that would destroy the well-being of the good people of Kesdon, we will come after you. But until that happens, I would appreciate this partnership.
We come from humble places ourselves. We could understand such thinking.
And I stand up quite abruptly, maybe kicking my stool back a little bit as I just walk directly towards this guy.
Yeah, and as you do, you see
I'll reach my hand.
the one that was right next to you pulls up a knife, and like their other hand seems to be free, but they are like readying it. But hold back as the first one puts up his hand. And I'll say, with your previous perception, the one that pulled up the knife seems to have again like a reddish leather gauntlet. This is the same kind of reddish leather that you saw the first time you shook hands with him.
Okay.
And the one that you approach, you stick your hand out to shake his hand. Okay. He reaches out and shakes your hand, and it's a darkened green leather.
And as I grab his hand to shake it, I want my wraps to like wrap around him in like a pseudo grapple.
Okay.
And I just like during the handshake, I'll be like, "Pleasure to hear from you. Stop by often." As I release it.
Okay. Wraps around, and he somewhat jerks back, and then you release it, and he nods. I think you'll be hearing from us fairly often.
And then with that, I go back to my chair, and I just sit down and I start counting coins.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else? Feel free to stay. Or you can show yourselves out as well.
You know where the door's at.
He nods and says, "Well, we'll be taking our leave now."
Oh my god, I kind of want to start a war.
These fellows are dangerous, but they did cross a line, so we have to be firm. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go grab those backpacks, or
Yep.
I'm gonna say, "Come on!" And I'm gonna grab a backpack because it's way too damn heavy for me to carry all by myself.
Yeah, we bring the backpacks up.
So I'm
Okay.
like dragging it up.
Yeah, and as you guys go down, you hear knocking on the main door.
Oh, I open it.
Yeah, the kids.
Okay. Yeah. As you open it, the 3 kids do come in.
Okay, yeah, we let them in.
And the front one addresses you guys, and it's just like, sorry, I didn't know what to do.
You did the right thing.
Yeah, in fact, you did so good.
And then at this point, I want to try to give them like a small lesson, like, you know, if you're trying to find somebody, and you're out in the open, hiding behind the well, not the best idea. Try to make yourself blend into the crowd. Make it seem like if somebody sees you, you're just supposed to be there. And then I give them like a little like urban stealth lesson.
Okay. And they nod, and seem to be intently listening.
And then I just keep talking to him about that. I'm like, make sure you just stand your ground. You believe in yourself that you are supposed to be here. If you believe in yourself, others will tend to follow. Don't do anything that'll draw attention to you, but at the same time, don't make it seem like you're trying to hide. And then I asked them, is there anything else that you guys need? Has the tent been working for you guys?
Yes. The tent's terrific. We've.
Oh, I like turned to Asher. I was like, give these boys those fish.
Oh, I offer them 2 fish.
and they kind of like, oh, thank you, and you can see as the boy behind them goes up and takes it and puts it in his pouch, and as you get a closer look at them, you can kind of tell the impromptu leader, the one that normally talks, has not armor, but kind of like a makeshift leather strapping to them, and they seem to be more of a rough and tumble. These minis aren't perfect for them. I might end up making more for these guys, but they have like strips of leather going across them, look more gruff, and then the other girl in the back seems to be similarly gruff, more dirty than the first one, and more just like regular clothing, and then the boy seems to be more well cleaned. When you first met them, he was dirty, but right now he looks to be pretty freshly cleaned, and kind of has like multiple pouches on them, and kind of like takes the fish, gives like a slight bow, and puts it in his pouch, and the front one goes back and says, if it's all right with you, we want to make ourselves useful to all of you, as you've been so kind, watching the store when you guys leave. I think that would help out your group, as it seems you guys are gone quite a bit. Is there anything you want us to do besides watch? Those four were here for quite some time before you showed up.
We may have an idea that you guys might be able to help us out a little bit more, and of course we would compensate you for your help. We would appreciate you guys. Even just watching the store was more than what we were asking for.
In fact, we didn't realize how badly we needed it. Now that we're about to get set up with like everything we got today for the store, it might become more important even.
So give us a few days to get our affairs in order, and we'll get back to you, and we'll have a job for you guys if you guys would still be interested.
Of course, and looks back at the other two, and they also nod, and we would be happy. And they kind of like curtsy and we'll let you get back to your affairs, but I appreciate all of you, and they kind of like nod and take their leave.
I know it was worth helping those kids out.
Yeah. Even if we have just one sweep
So
in the forefront.
So I hop over the counter and come over and close and lock the front door.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we bring the bags up.
Yeah.
Well, wait. I said, stop right there. We should unload them onto our shelves.
We should find out what we have first.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And then, we bring them upstairs, and we end the night by going through, opening bags like Christmas presents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you guys notice two of the bags are just kind of filled with general goods and whatnot. Third bag has some general goods. The things to note in there would be the two tinkerer's tools and the small, like slightly larger than fist-sized lockbox.
Yeah, and then after I get done counting the coin, I want to pick the lock.
Okay. And then the coin is in the large sack is 500 gold pieces minus the 5 that you left.
Damn.
And then the smaller one that they gave you is an extra 25 gold. And then
minus 12 copper.
Yeah, minus 12 copper, and then I don't know if you've already put this in, but they did pay you 100 gold the previous session.
Yeah.
That's already.
Oh, yeah, we split the 100 that we already
Yeah.
had.
Correct, yeah. Alright. And then I'll say with the lockbox, there's not really this ruling, but you can take your time to open it.
Yeah.
And after quite a bit of time, this seems to be one of the more tough locks compared to the rest of it. It does unlock, and like the lock hangs off the hinge. And as you open it up, it seems to be kind of like velvet lined inside the box. And sitting inside like that velvet cushioning is a like onyx black stone that has cracks running all through it, and through those cracks seems to be like a dull, constant red glow.
Hmm.
We're gonna need that
I'm-
appraised.
Yeah, and I'm gonna need another description when I'm actually typing all this up.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm thinking while looking into it, I'm thinking one-armed Gerald. Looking up to like my party members, like, he's an appraiser, right?
Yeah.
We can't just take this to anybody. What if it's unique?
And with that, I give each party member. How much was it? 150 gold each.
Damn! That's good.
Sweet.
Right. And then, point of fact, there's the lockbox and the stone. Are you keeping those together or separating them?
I'll keep them together.
Okay. Did you want to touch the stone at all, or is it staying inside the lockbox?
It's staying inside the lockbox.
Okay.
Now I'm real curious, though, Kyle.
I know.
I keep it inside the lockbox.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoa. And we can go over like the specifics of those general goods afterwards. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I am 150 golds richer. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. And I start like going over to my bed, pick off my shoes, and just jump on in. That mansion is looking so much closer.
All right. Then is there anything else you guys want to take care of tonight?
I don't believe so.
Not me. I'm chilling.
All right. Then I will end the session there. You guys will get a night's rest and wake up in the morning for the next session. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you bitches next time.
See ya, bitches.
Hi.
Bye.